How's it going, boys and girls? My name is Michael SK, and welcome back to Katawa Shoujo. So, I am blown away by the amount of comments that I got within the first 6 hours of the first episode being put out on my channel. It seems like a lot of people are pretty alright with me deciding to go with this visual novel as my next playthrough. And just to give you an idea of the comments that I got, I'll just throw them up on the screen right here. I can't go over every one of them because a lot of them say the same thing. A lot of people say that this is their first visual novel ever and that this is a masterpiece and that they're overall just really happy that I'm doing this. So I'm honestly so glad that I'm doing a visual novel, that many of you are just you guys love this thing. So I'm really happy that I made a fantastic choice. And I guess it motivates me more to record this. There were some comments, 2 of them from Darkness Inferno 15. He said, while this is a free game, the people who worked on it poured a lot of time and passion into it. They all volunteered and worked free of charge too. I always look back on this VN and think of how amazing it is that a project like this not only succeeded where many failed, but did it so well. Wow. I did not know that those that made this visual novel did that for free. That is incredible. I mean, it is a free visual novel, so I guess it's simple to piece that together. I also forgot to disable my mouse pointer. I am now noticing that. I saw that as a pain in the ass when I was trying to find a thumbnail scene or clip. Totally my bad. I'll disable that next time. And then there was another comment from the same guy. As much as I adamantly agree with you about blind runs, mate, God fucking damn it. You can't do this without a walkthrough without getting a bad ending. You have to be precise, and there are a lot of choices. For example, the choice you made in the beginning where you decided not to introduce yourself, or no, where I did decide to introduce myself, my bad, to the class or not, that's got lasting consequences where routes are concerned. Wow. I sort of figured that everything was going to be connected to what route you go down, which is always a scary feeling. And then he also says, my advice would be to meet all the girls first without a walkthrough, decide whose route you would want to do, then go back, make all the right choices, and use the walkthrough from there. You can do it without spoiling yourself, and it's honestly quite crucial for this VN. I appreciate the suggestion, and I will see how things go, but right now I do want this to just be purely blind. There is a possibility I'll get a bad ending, or die somewhere in there. Apparently you can die in this, so it's possible, and that's where I will load up and try again. So maybe I should start saving every time I get to a decision-making area. Anyways, sorry for the 3-minute introduction, or however long this was. Let's jump back into everything else here. Honestly, sorry about that. I get carried away with my introductions. I'm just so happy that many of you are really happy that I am doing this. So let us jump right into it. I follow the teacher into the classroom and look around, partially so I won't have to meet the curious gazes of my new classmates. And I think I said this last time, but we got some interesting faces here. It's pretty spacious. The ceiling is unusually high, and there's lots of space left over around and in between the desks. An entire wall taken up by blackboards and the high old-fashioned windows only make it seem larger. The students' desks are just standard wooden desks with a shelf underneath for books and wooden chairs with metal frames, simple and efficient. I stop walking in front of the classroom and face the other students. They all look normal, like students in any other school, but then why would they be here? They're probably like me and have something wrong with them. Only it's just not immediately obvious. Then I notice that one of the girls seems to be missing the thumb of her right hand. It's a little jarring. Man, we actually have a lot of students in this class, and the desks are weirdly spaced apart. That is definitely strange. Despite the natural tendency to listen when someone's talking about you, I tune out the teacher's speech halfway through while he introduces me to the class. Wasn't I supposed to introduce myself to the class? I notice a flash of dark hair and see that someone is looking at me. A girl with really long straight hair that is pretty eye-catching. As she sees me looking back at her, she covers her face with her hands as if will make her invisible. There is one boy with a cane leaning against the lockers at the rear of the class. It's weird seeing someone so young with a cane. Another girl seems to be making some weird hand motions. Sign language? She peers at me over the rims of her glasses, then goes back to whatever she's doing. She's kind of cute. So is the cheery-looking girl with pink hair sitting next to her. She's really hard to miss. I don't know how I didn't notice her the moment I walked in. Please welcome our newest classmate. He claps his hands, and so does everyone else, except one girl in the first row who has only one hand. I cringe a little, but hide it by bowing in thanks for his applause I did not deserve. A collective silence tells me that I should open my mouth now. So, I'm Hisao Nakai. And after that, my hobbies are reading and soccer. I hope to get along well with everyone, even though I'm a new student. And after that, I'm being so boring. This is exactly like every self-introduction ever. I should say something more. Something more exciting. I end up saying nothing. Wow. Alright. And the teacher picks up from there. Everyone seems to be satisfied, even with what little I said, though. A few girls are whispering to each other, throwing glances at me. It could have gone worse. I listen to the teacher as he drones about getting along while letting my gaze sweep across the classroom. Everyone seems to be listening to him intently, and when he's done, they clap their hands again, which feels like a weird thing to do. The first row girl claps on this round, with her one hand against her waist, or her other wrist, my bad, that ends in a bandaged stump. I'm very confused, but whatever. It makes me feel a little bad. We're going to be doing some group work today. Of course, my favorite thing to do in class is group work with those I don't know. So that'll give you a chance to talk with everyone. Is that okay with you? Yeah, it's fine with me. I mean, you can't really say, nah, that's not alright with me. That's good. You can work with Hakamichi. She is the class representative. She can explain anything you might want to know. And who else would be able to do that better, right? How could I know? The teacher passes out the day's assignments and announces that we will be working in groups of 3. It hits me that I don't know who Hakamichi is. Slow. The teacher seems to catch my helpless expression. Oh, right. Hakamichi is right there. Shizune Hakamichi. As he calls out her name, the cute, bubbly-looking girl with bright pink hair and gold eyes waves her hand at me. I take a seat next to her by the window. Hey, I guess you're Hakamichi, right? It's nice to meet you. Ha 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 ha. I can't do a girly laugh, guys. Excuse me. What? I'm caught off guard by her laughter. It's nice to meet you too. But I'm not Hakamichi. I'm Misha. This is Hakamichi. Shi-chan. What? Yeah, did I say that right? You know what? Whatever. I like how it crossed out Shizune and put Misha. Alright. Giggling, Misha points to the girl next to her. The one I saw using sign language before. It looks like she has been staring at me this whole time. She nods once nonchalantly to show that she acknowledges my presence, but only barely. I like this music. I was told that the soundtrack for this visual novel is outstanding. Okay, maybe not that word exactly, but it's really good. She has short, yet carefully, neatly brushed hair, a pair of oval-shaped glasses balanced on the tip of a dainty nose, and dark blue eyes that seem to alternate every few seconds between analytical and slightly bored. It's nice to meet you. What a response. But I have an idea of why we're not getting a response. She immediately looks at Misha, who smiles and makes a few quick gestures with her hands. Hakamichi nods and makes a few gestures of her own. I start to wonder if the teacher was messing with me, saying things like, "You'll be able to talk to people," and "Who better to explain things to you?" I can see you're a little confused, right? Right? But I understand why you would think I was Shik-chan. What? Is she referring to us? I'm very confused. No, she's referring to her. I am so confused when people use nicknames. Shik-chan is... Okay, that's her. Alright. Yes, I figured that she was deaf. So I'm the person who translates things back and forth for her. Oh, okay. I'm like an interpreter. She says it's nice to meet you too. Well, you're the... I don't know what to do when she, when her dialogue comes up, because there's no dialogue. You're the new student, aren't you? Well, Shi-chan, of course he is. If he wasn't, he would have been standing up there for no reason, right? Right? He seems like a very interesting person, doesn't he? We knew there was going to be a new student, but we didn't know you would be here today. So soon. He-chan, right? He-chan. Again, not really a fan of the nicknames, because they really throw me off. They do that in anime all the fucking time. Yep. It fits, doesn't it? Did I say it out loud? It's just a surprise. I've never liked that nickname. I don't really see how. It fits. You look just like I imagined. I guess we're gonna get a response from Shizune. Ha ha ha. Yeah? You look just like a He-chan. I wonder why everyone seems to think so. Hakamichi taps her fingers on the desk to get Misha's attention. They gesture back and forth to each other excitedly, their hands a blur. It's all those jutsus, man. It's incredible. Misha seems a little overwhelmed. Oh, sorry about that. Si-chan wants you to know that she's the class rep, so if there's anything you need to know, you can feel free to ask her. But I don't know how that'll be actually possible, but whatever. Do you like the school so far? We can show you around a little if you haven't had the time to walk around and familiarize yourself with it. Misha stumbles with the hard word a bit, making it stick out in her otherwise fluid translation. Thanks. That would be pretty helpful. Yeah, I just kind of came straight to class today. Haha. That's no good. You should always try to learn as much as you can about where you're going before you go there. Not just with school either. I mean, I guess she makes a valid point when you think about it. Always. Even if it's a trip to the convenience store. Really, Si-chan? Learn about where you're going? I guess I didn't bother to do that, or just didn't care enough to do so. I didn't look forward to this, even if I committed myself to go along with it half-assedly. But anyway, I don't say anything, and Misha signs something that ends in a shrug. What was that? Seems like it was about me. I feel like slumping over in my seat. Both of them are smiling, but that shrug hit me unexpectedly deeply. You look down. Are you okay? Don't take it the wrong way, please. I hate it when people are afraid to ask questions. And that's how people learn things, by asking. Anyway, asking for help is perfectly normal. As much as needing help. Stop looking like you just failed a test. Haha. I don't like laughing. Alright. And another thing. You don't have to call Shi-chan something so formal like Hakamichi or class rep all the time. Just call her Shi-chan. Oh, maybe not. Okay, maybe that's too casual. Maybe Shizune would be more appropriate. Yep, Shizune is fine. Huh. Okay, that would be a lot easier for me. I feel a lot more at ease. Both of them seem so friendly, so I feel like an idiot for being so apprehensive earlier, especially about Shizune, who I assumed would be all business. Well, she still seems like that. Shit. Just less so, I guess. Huh? Oh, right! We haven't even touched the assignment. Oh, yeah. I guess I sort of forgot about that, too. We should start work now, or Shi-chan will get mad. The assignment is also kind of long, so we should start now if we want to finish it before the end of class. Haha, that too. I guess I did not click. Felt like I did, but I guess I didn't. Shizune glares at the two of us impatiently. I don't need to know sign language to understand that. Okay, I get the message. After class, we can take a walk around the grounds together. It's a nice day today. Okay? The assignment is actually very challenging to get through, combining aspects of being both difficult and unnecessarily long. Ooh, what a transition that was. Still, we finish it a few minutes earlier than anyone else in the class, despite our late start. Shizune and Misha are really capable. They're quite different, though. The class rep is as calm and professional as she looks, while Misha is a lot more playful and girlish. I can tell. Not to mention, a little more easily distracted. To be honest, the two of them did most of the work. I feel guilty about that. The clock tower bells ring, signaling the end of the period. Time for lunch. Ah, that beautiful painting. I don't know if we saw that last time, but that is one beautiful painting. Without knowing what else to do, I follow Misha, who is beckoning me into the hallway and down the stairs. We descend even below the lobby where I met Muto, down to the bottom floor. Damn, what a cafeteria! Just like everything in this school, the cafeteria seems too spacious and oddly modern in contrast to the classic exterior. Its big windows open to the courtyard towards the main gate. It's the cafeteria! I could assume so. Her enthusiastic statement of the obvious makes people around us stare, but Misha doesn't seem to care, so we proceed to the line. There is a rather long list of menu options, which seems great until I realize that many of them are to accommodate students who need special diets. How nice. It almost feels like I'm back at the hospital, eating portions measured with scientific precision to meet the needs of the patients. I pick something at random and follow Shizune to a table, sitting opposite of her. As I nibble indifferently at the food I'd rather not eat, Misha pokes me in the side to get my attention and points to Shizune. I don't understand sign, so the point escapes me. Maybe looking at a person who talks to you is proper and polite? Do you want to know something? What? About anything. We're your guides, so you should ask if there is something. I wonder... Oh, shit, so here we go. So, going back on the intro to this episode, I forgot to mention... Or, actually, now I'm forgetting what I forgot to mention. Well, fuck my life. But I will save it every time we go to these choices. So, escape, and save... And I guess we'll just save it over this, because I've got no regrets. Or at least I want to say I don't. Man, I have no idea what I wanted to say last. Oh, yeah. So, apparently, there is, like, a commonly chosen route where, like, with what someone said, like, 95% of people actually get. I have no idea how to avoid something that is so commonly chosen without a walkthrough. And I'm fine with whatever I get. So... That's how this playthrough is going to go. So we can either ask about Shizune's deafness, ask about the library. I think I got everything I need to know. I guess we could ask about the library. I mean, I feel like people would go to ask about Shizune's deafness, which I'm kind of interested in knowing about, but I guess the library could also be an interesting point. So let's ask about the library. Let's, you know, try to make things a little different from what people would probably commonly choose. Oh yeah, is there a library in the school? Lately I've gotten into reading a lot, so I'd like to check it out. Misha gives the kind of frown that makes it clear that she doesn't consider reading a healthy hobby, but then picks up her smile again. And there is! It's in the second floor. We can show it to you sometime. Thanks. I return to my food while the girls talk between themselves. Misha and Shizune sign back and forth very animatedly, throwing sideways glances at me, but Misha refrains from translating. Maybe they are talking about secret girls stuff or something. I quickly notice a conversation, and sign is not enough to fill a silence. Well, you got that right. We arrive in the classroom early, but we're not the first. Oh, fuck. Alright. This music's really setting some sort of tone. That dark-haired girl I noticed before is slumped over her desk at the last row. She jumps a little when Misha crashes into the room with the elegance of a rhino. She shrinks deeper into her seat. I could feel her tension all the way from here, as if she were slowly turning into stone just from our presence. Misha and Shizune either don't notice or don't mind it, as they walk directly past her to their seats and begin to converse. I wonder what her story is. All these characters, I'm sure, are going to be very interesting. I hope we get to learn more about each and every one of them without having to go down their, their own routes. But what do I know? I mean, I like learning things about fictional people because I don't go out and meet non-fictional people. Anyways, I'm left wondering about her, even when the classroom slowly fills with other students and finally the teacher. Getting into the rhythm of school feels strange. It's as if my brain remembers how this is done, but my body doesn't. Towards the end of class, I start yawning and counting the minutes left. I shouldn't be this tired on my first day of school. Maybe it's the long time spent in the hospital that made me like this. I'm even feeling physically weak and lifeless. Before long, the final bell rings. We're finally done with day 1. School is finally over for the day. Beside me, Misha and Shizune are having a short conversation. After a bit of deliberation, Misha turns to me. Unfortunately, we can't stay and show you around today, Hee-chan. We've got to hurry already, since there is a lot of work for us to do. You'll find your way around here, I'm sure of it. Wait. The teacher said I'd have to see the nurse. Where do I have to go? Is that so? We can at least show you that much. Come on, the nurses have their own building, so we have to go outside. Painting yet again. I feel like I'm going to point that out so many damn times. We join the flow of students making their way down the stairwell and outside, with the girls pointing out other senior classrooms in the same hallway as ours. Damn, a big-ass school. When we get outside, the girls make their way to the smaller building right next to the school. It's built in the same style, so it looks like it's actually a part of the main building. This is the auxiliary building here. There's a lot of official and important stuff inside, like the Yamaku Foundation office and all the nurses' offices. They even have a swimming pool. How is that official? Don't be silly, Hee-chan. It's for physical therapy, of course. Yeah? I guess that makes sense. Anyway, all the nursing staff facilities are in there too. The head nurse's office is on the first floor. You'll be fine from here, right? We'll be going then. See you tomorrow. Yeah, thanks. Bye. A whole building for stuff that has nothing to do with the actual education? I guess it's necessary for a place like this. Well, this place looks scary. I walk in, hoping that this really will be only a quick visit like the teacher said. On a white door on the left is a green cross with the text, Head Nurse, and a nameplate. A voice from the inside responds to my knock almost immediately, but I can't quite make it out. It sounded like a bit of an invitation to open the door, so I invite myself further in. The room is not large, and it smells strange. A friendly-looking man turns around on his office chair to face me as I enter. His desk is neat and tidy, but the bin under the table is overflowing with used medical utensils, and there are at least a dozen coffee cup rings lingering on the desk. Hello there. What can I do for you today? He is young-looking and sort of rugged, but the dimples in his cheeks wash that impression away when he smiles. Are you the nurse? He smiles like a person who has heard this very same question hundreds of times. He looks like a very nice man, I'm gonna be honest, now that I get a good look at him. Well, yes I am. It says so on the door, no? You can call me by my name or just the nurse, like everyone else. Of course. I shake off my confusion, realizing I probably should grab his extended hand. His handshake is rather firm and friendly. Right. I'm a new student, and my homeroom teacher told me to come here and meet you. My name is Hisao Nakai. His eyes light up with revelation, and he snaps his fingers. Oh, you're that Nakai. I was just reading your file this morning. Some kind of chronic arrhythmia and related congenital heart muscle deficiency, right? He gestures me to sit down in a vacant armchair in front of his desk. Yeah. Good. Well, you've probably been briefed about the school enough, so I'll just go over this quickly. We have all kinds of facilities available, mostly physical therapy and such. There's always someone from my staff around, even at night, so never hesitate to call us if there is a problem. The famous 24-hour nursing staff. Wow, this is like a hospital. Well, not exactly. For instance, we don't do brain surgery here. Wow. So funny. His joke feels so out of place that I'm left thinking why he even said it. Yeah, just that, it's really weird to have so many medical people at a school. You'll get used to it. I'm not so sure of that myself, but I don't let the nurse know it. Now, let me just find your file again. While he searches for something from his computer and shuffles stacks of papers around, I let my gaze wander around the room. It's the epitome of generic, I'd like to say. Beige walls and ceiling, dark gray laminate flooring, and all the equipment you'd expect from a school nurse's office. Even the ridiculous educational posters are hanging on all four walls, reminding me to eat properly 3 times a day and from all the food groups. Smiling, the nurse draws a thick file from a stack of similarly thick files and opens it. I've never seen a nurse this enjoyable. Or not enjoyable, but it seems like he really enjoys his job. And every bit of it. So, you already have medication for the arrhythmia. Just remember to take your pills every morning and evening, or it won't be much help. Apart from that, you do any sports? Rash stuff like, I don't know, boxing? He grins to his own joke, but I don't. Well, I played soccer occasionally with some classmates. Alright, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to recommend that you refrain from doing that, at least for the time being. Oh. My lack of reaction makes him raise an eyebrow, but really, I'm not too bothered by him forbidding me to kick a ball around. I guess I never did it out of burning passion for the sport, just to have something to do. Any kind of concussion might be very dangerous to your heart, and risking another attack is not a good idea. Was the previous one caused by a sudden concussion to the chest area? There is no mention of the cause in your papers. Not exactly. How do we say that we got like a note from a girl who had a crush on us and wanted to meet us in the snow and confess? How do we say that? Do we just flat out say it? I sidestepped the question acceptably. Okay, probably a good idea. And he glances at me over his papers with a more serious expression on his face. Still, you need to keep your body healthy, so some exercise would do you good. We have physical therapy and such available, as I said, but I don't think you really need such heavy measures. Just get some light exercise regularly. Brisk walks or even light jogging, jumping rope, that sort of thing. Swimming, maybe? There's a pool here. So I was told. You were? Very good. At any rate, I'm sure you've been told this before. You just need to take care not to overexert yourself. He wags his finger to emphasize the point. No need, really. I've heard this 1,000 times already. Absolutely no unnecessary risks. Take care of yourself. Alright? Or okay. Both are the same thing. He goes over my papers one more time and sets them on the desk, obviously content. Good. That's it then. Come meet me if you ever need something. Well, that was easy. I was hoping it would be, and I'm pretty sure our main character here was also hoping that. I'm ushered out before I even realize it. A quick visit indeed. I end up standing in front of the main building and the auxiliary building, although, to my eyes, they still look one and the same. It's the first real look I get at the other students, so I watch people coming out of the school, going towards the gate or the dorms. Everyone seems to know where they are going, and I still keep thinking that most of them don't look too special for being students at a special school. Then again, neither do I. Does that make me one of them? One of us? I should go somewhere too, to prevent me from getting lost. It's around dinner time, but I feel tired instead of hungry. The wariness in me only grows as I trudge towards the dorms, set a little way apart from the main building complex. Damn, dude, the artwork in this game is just really nice. There is a garden of sorts between the school and the dorms, shrubbery, flowers, and that overbearing smell of fresh cut grass that fills the atmosphere. It dawns on my tired mind that the smell feels novel because I haven't been outside at all for so long. Sorry guys, I like to say the wrong word sometimes. The hell is that graffiti? The dorm building is big and made of red bricks. Like the others, it feels way too pompous for what it is, so I push forward going inside. It takes more time than necessary to fish out the key I was given from my pocket. Room 119. Despite the ornate exterior, the inside of the dorm is fairly new, functional, and boring. Just like in the main building, the halls and doors are wide to accommodate wheelchairs. The same goes for the elevators at the ends of the hallways. I poke my head around the corner of the common room door. Inside, a few students are watching the television. One nods and gives a quick hello before turning back to the TV. Seems that only the girls around here are sociable. I suppose that's perfectly fine with me. I mean, you know what? Never mind. I was gonna say, like, something like, you know, this is a visual novel. Of course, but not always like that. Anyways, I climb the stairs to the upper floor. Here, small corridors branch off from the main hallway. Each of these minor halls seem to have a toilet and shower, as well as 4 rooms. About halfway down the hall, I spy room 119. The nameplates on the rooms adjacent to mine are blank. I guess there are just 2 of us here. Light shines from below the door of room 117, so I knock lightly. Hello? Is anyone home? From inside, I hear a few movements, then the clicking of way more locks than I thought these doors had. After a moment, the door squeaks open. Oh shit, who is this guy? Why is he wearing a scarf? Is that a scarf? Sorry, those aren't really common around my warm area. A bespectacled, my bad, boy is standing in the doorway. He's looking at me very intently through his extremely thick eyeglasses. Of course they're thick. Who is it? No, I'm not going to give him that voice. Who is it? Let's talk normally. Blind? No, at least not completely. Why would he have eyeglasses if he was? He leans closer to me until our noses are almost touching. His breathing stinks of garlic. Hisao Nakai. I'm moving into the next room. I thought I should introduce my... His face suddenly brightens in realization, and he stands back upright, thrusting his hand out in a smiling greeting, almost straight to my diaphragm. Oh, sup, dude? The name's Kenji. Hi. I take Kenji's sweaty hand. I love how the narration is just making him seem like an even worse person, but I guess that's what all this has to do. I take Kenji's sweaty hand and shake it, still a little rattled by the sudden change of attitude and vehement welcome. There were some suspicious-looking people going in and out of your room earlier. It was probably my parents. Your parents? You sure? Because they could have been some other people too. You can't judge a book by its cover. No, you can't. His out-of-place proverb is left hanging between us awkwardly as I try to think of some way to respond. I'd say the chances are high enough. He shudders and makes some exaggerated hand gestures. You're a brave man, Hisao. Me? I don't think I could trust the chances. The only one I trust is myself. Does that mean I shouldn't get to know you either? He thinks about this for a while. A wise decision. Damn, you are smarter than you look. Probably. What do you look like? I hope not smart. He squints his eyes and leans closer again, but I lean backwards to dodge it. Never mind, it doesn't matter. With that, he turns, fumbles around for a moment in search of the door handle, and shuts the door behind him. That was really awkward. I slide the key into the lock of the door marked 119. And all that's in the room is a bed. Bleak beige walls, white linen, a desk made of some type of light wood, ugly curtains. It's no one's room. Impersonal, like my hospital room was. My bags are sitting at the foot of the bed, looking a lot emptier than they did this morning. The closet is sitting open, stocked with my clothes. Also, it seems that there are a number of school uniforms hanging there as well. A note is pinned to the sleeve of one of the shirts. Hi-chan. Why did they use the nickname too? We've packed your things and made your bed. They said that if these don't fit, then you should go to the office tomorrow. If you have any problems, you can always call us. Love, Mom and Dad. Man, they've got great handwriting. Well, at least I don't have to worry about unpacking. I kind of hoped I would have. Then there would be something to do. It's still too early. I put the note down on the desktop and lie down on the bed, feeling drained. Lying there makes me want to read something, but I have nothing with me. I wonder if the hospital conditioned me for wanting to read whenever I have nothing to do. The restless urge just keeps growing until I have to stand up. Maybe it's stress or something. I was pretty nervous about it before coming, and for the entire day too. I still am, I think. Damn, I have to distract myself somehow, so I won't be this unnatural all the time. Tomorrow, I'll go borrow some books from the library. Yeah, I'll do that. But for now, time for some medicine. Hell yeah. The bottles of my medications neatly arranged on my night table catch my eye. I picked up one and shake it just to hear the contents rattle inside, and then read the glued-on pharmacy label. Hisao Nakai, 2 tablets daily to stay alive. Yeah, I was going to say, I really hope that doesn't actually say that. It doesn't really say that, but it could just as well. It's kind of twisted, having your life depend on chemicals like this. I resent it a little, but what choice do I have? With a sigh, I begin my new daily ritual of taking the right number of pills from each bottle, being careful to check the correct dosages. I lie down again, feeling hollow and uncertain, and after that I keep staring at the blank, unfamiliar ceiling for a long time. Oh, I think we're... Nope, I guess we just lied there until nighttime came around. It doesn't start looking any more familiar, not even after darkness falls and long shadows draw across my room like fingers. The sheets feel slightly more comfortable, warm and nest-like against the chill that passes for room temperature here. Soon the lighter shade of darkness that is the ceiling looks like every ceiling does at night, and it becomes the only thing I recognize anymore. The night beckons me to sleep, and I feel the coldness of unfamiliarity and fear creeping up my spine once again. I keep drifting further away from the world I knew. And then we go to sleep. Wow. Look at this animation here. I think that's just letting us know that the day has passed. I would assume so. So we'll end it there. I feel like that's a perfect time. We'll create a new save state because that other one had something on it, and by that I mean like a choice to make. And we'll leave it there. So a little bit longer of a video because I feel like I took so much time out of the beginning of the episode. Totally my bad, but man, I'm just blown away by how many people are really excited for this. I will also disable my mouse pointer next time around, so I hope you guys enjoyed the inclusion of this. But I don't like this, and I feel like it will bother people as well. But that's just my plan. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Katawa Shoujo. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe for more. I'm going to go hard in the paint with this playthrough. I'm so far really enjoying this, and I can't wait to explore more of it. I'm in a completely different world now, baby. And I am so excited to adventure through this world with you guys. That was really cheesy. I'm sorry I said it. But I'll see you guys next time.